goes in one ear, right out the other. So we want to make sure what we do in here, again, smart, fast, hard. We have meetings maybe right after skills every day, right before we go on the ice for our practice. And then on a game day, we'll meet in here with the power play in the morning. We'll come back before the game, we'll go penalty kill, and then team meeting. Again, short videos. The power play meetings are probably 3 to 5 minutes. Same thing with the penalty kill, and same thing with the team meeting. So making sure that we're being smart about our time with our guys too, so that they still want to listen to us when it matters. We film every practice. So you can see up, we use Exos is our system. We film every practice. We have all of our practice drills saved in here. So today, you would have seen our first drill, chunk 3-on-2. And so in a drill like this, you can't see it as easy on the screen here, but we have a line here, a line right here so you have 2 squares. We have 3 white jerseys in this square against 2 green, and then the opposite on the other side. So it's a 3-on-2 and a 3-on-2. Now in this game, to get points, this is the coach's job in this one. He gets to decide which team gets the point. There's 1 puck. You have to stay in your area. And if these 3 white players, if he says they had the puck for more than the other team, white gets 1 point. Blows the whistle, 10 new players come in. To get the puck to the other side, these 2 green players, they can't just get it and shoot it. We call it, they have to share it. They have to make 1 pass to their teammate. He has to pass to him. Now they can pass it to the other side, and then the other side continues with that same puck. So this is our style of practice, how we start practice is with drills like this. The goalies are doing some work at the other end, and this is all about playing smart, playing fast, playing hard, some good puck protection. You have to think about the play before it happens, some deception, making plays on your backhand, and if you're on defense, you have to have a good stick. There's so many things. Our coach, Coach Nightingale, he was on, I saw this summer, he was all over social media for a presentation he did, I don't know if it was 5 or 6 years ago. It was about how many passes are in an NHL game. And maybe somebody saw that, but do you know how many passes are in an NHL game? Any guesses? There's over 900. Over 900 passes. So if you think about the way that you do a practice, and if in these drills, we're going to get a lot of passes right away, and that's because we want to make sure that we're practicing the way that we should be playing. Sometimes you have a drill, there's 2 passes in the whole drill, and there's a shot. 2 passes in a drill, and then there's a shot. You don't see our team doing too many of those because that's not real. That doesn't happen. So we want to get our players making as many passes as possible all the time. So in this drill, lots of passes, and puck protection and skills, and just to show you I'll kind of show you what you guys saw, but we can even go through the whole practice just on our video. At the start of the season, we will watch this video and make clips for all of our players. So as the season goes on, now we're playing games. We're not going to watch as much of the practice video. It's more game stuff because it takes a while to go through it. But for some of our players that don't play as many games, we still do practice video with them. So because we have 27 players on our team, but on game night only 22 are dressing. So 5 guys need to get better, and sometimes it's through video. But this is a fun one here. A lot of players really like this one. We call this one Bronco. Not the skating, there we go. So this is a very competitive, lots of good battles in this drill. This is a 3 versus 3. Every time I put a new puck in, 3 players on each side have to touch their blue line. To get a point, you have to skate the white would have to skate the puck over this line onside, no offside ones. So new puck right here, everybody touches that blue line, and you can see now his job right here is to make contact right there and not let the guy go past him. Doesn't do a very good job on the first wrap, and he's got to wait for him to come back onside. Now they can go. So not a very good rep for green in the very first one, but this is a very good drill for the way that we like to play. When we say play hard, this is one of those instances where we play hard. You can see there's lots of checking, lots of bumping. New puck, 6 new guys, they all have to touch that blue line. If green scores and they go over here, I give green another puck and they go again. But that's how we like to start our practices. I just wanted to show you that. We have maybe 25, 30 different drills like this that we pick some of those. So they're not bored with the same ones over and over, but all with the same style. All of them have points so that we know. So one team wins, one team loses. That always makes guys work harder. But our practices are designed with getting a lot of, we want to make sure that every drill we do, you can see it happening in a real game. If there was a drill that we did and you said, that would never happen in a real hockey game, we have to get rid of that drill. It is done. So that's our philosophy on how we practice. Just to show you how we use our video as well. So we film every one of our games, of course, and then in practice or games, our coaches go through and they can pull up clips from anybody they want. So if I had clips from Max Sturback, I could go and see our Coach Adams' comments. I could find Jared DeMichael's, Mike Towns, or my own, and I'm going to go over these clips with Max tomorrow because he has class today, so I can't do it with him. But we would go through for 5 minutes, one time a week, go over his clips from the games or practice. Makes it nice and simple. There's no questions. I will also, before I go and do video with Max, I will usually go through and look at the other coaches and see if we're saying the same thing. If I have questions before I meet with Max, I go and talk with the other coaches and say, hey, we're saying, just so we're not saying two different things when I talk to Max and you talk to Max, we got to be on the same page. So for us, it's really nice that way. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Excuse me for going back here about the practice design.
Yeah.
Choosing different drills or situation, because you talked about the coaching room and the weekly plan up there. We watched the game, it was really efficient, and now how thorough you are. How much time do you spend during the season and during the off season on actually evaluating the drills you want to have in your repertoire, if you can say?
Yeah.
It's so important. If it doesn't occur in the game, we don't want that drill. Is that something that constantly goes on? Or
constantly, yeah. Usually what happens is we can look at the drills in here. All right, so already this year, we've done this drill 5 times. We like that drill. We talk about it the next day. So that means it's probably useful. If we look at it and we start to forget about a drill, it's probably because it's not as useful, not as good. But we still have to go through every now and then and see, okay, are we forgetting about something? But we do, usually what happens is it's ongoing. It's ongoing. We'll try new drills out. Last week we had a little bit of a different week because of we played Thursday, Friday, not Friday, Saturday. So we practiced on Sunday. On Sunday we tried some drills that we don't normally try. And then as soon as we're done with practice, this one, no, that wasn't very good. This one, yes, we like this, we're gonna do this again. This one, yes, we'll do it again. But it's a constant evaluation.
I was thinking about the practice today. You had a lot of different teams. So you went through like the power play, PK, zone coverage, zone entries, a lot of things. Do you do that every time you're working on like a team perspective, or do you have practices where you're more focused on one or two things?
We would have, today would be a very typical practice for us. We would say, I would say early on in the season, like early on in September, before we start playing games, we'll have a focus on our practice where maybe breakouts. So we'll show some video on some breakouts. And there will be more breakout drills than today. We wanted to do some breakouts today because we're going to need to be really good better at them going forward than we were last weekend. So that's why you saw some breakouts today. You also saw, if you would have been here yesterday, you would have seen more breakouts. So instead of doing them all in one day right now, we're spacing them out like a game too. So we can't, if you looked at our theme today, I would have said it would have been breakouts and penalty kill. And even though you saw some zone entries and you saw D zone coverage. So, but you'll see a little bit of everything, or not everything, multiple things every time we practice. But it's not just throw this one here, throw this one here. We have to make sure it all fits in for where we want to go to. So, like I said, with our players, we can do those individual clips, and then it makes it really nice so we're all on the same page. For my job in player development too, it's fantastic. So sometimes you don't know what the head coach or the assistant coach are saying. It's really easy for me. I can just go and see exactly what they're saying to those guys. So if you have a meeting with a player, he's not getting one message over here and a different message over here. It's always the same. It's nice and consistent. You know how sometimes, I don't know if anybody in here has kids, but I know at my house, if I say no, they go to mom and they see if maybe she'll say yes. So sometimes players do that too. If they get the wrong message from one coach, they want to go to the next one until they get the right message. Here, we're very confident it's the same message all the time. And we have lots of meetings like upstairs, and we talk all the time about what we're looking for. So there shouldn't be any surprises on our staff. I think it's really important as a staff to always be on the same page, to never say, well, I think you should go and do this, but we can't do that. We always want to make sure it's the same all the time. Sometimes those messages are very hard and for the player to hear, but that's part of coaching. So we just want to make sure I'm not missing anything so we have all of our games in there. We do a pre-scout as well. We have all of our practices in there. And then we also put some NHL games in there too, and some recruits that we